Welcome back to Jiu-Jitsu Sisterhood. I'm your host, Ashley, and today I'm here with Faye Cherrier and Alex Enriquez. Say hi, guys.
Hi.
Hey.
We're going to have an awesome conversation today, but before we get into that, just make sure to give us a follow on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Spotify. Check out our website. We have our Grappler of the Month, Alex Enriquez. She was a ADCC East Coast Trials gold winner, also Nogi Worlds. She's been killing it on the scene. I also saw you at Nogi Worlds. You also medaled. That was great.
Yes. Over against Maisa. That was
against Maisa Bastos. Yeah, that's crazy. Why do you make that face though?
Well, it was like automatic bronze, but
automatic. Oh, because of that double third.
Yeah.
I mean, was the bracket big enough though that you still had to like get to that, even if it was a default?
It was 4.
It was 4.
That's why you made the face. I'm sorry.
You could have been in the finals with Maisa, and you took Maisa to a really good.
You got to fight her.
I did.
That's cool.
I did.
But
So
Maisa won by like an advantage.
Wow.
Like, it was literally so close.
So you made her fight for it, man. You made her fight for it. You're like, I ain't gonna just let you take this gold. you gotta push me out of the way.
Yeah, that's right. You're gonna have to.
It's gonna be hard,
but yeah. So I mentioned all those platforms, so we're just gonna jump right into it. All right. First questions, pretty much like I already introduced your name, so let us know your ranks, where you train, how long you've been training.
You wanna go first?
I am a black belt under Bruno Forzato. I train at Atos Atlanta in Marietta, Georgia, and I've been training for about 10 years or more, consistently Jiu-Jitsu, and yeah, I have been black belt for about a year now.
A year now. Okay.
Year and some change.
Okay, so black belt for about a year, but training about over 10 years at Atos. And then you're also at Atos, right?
Yes, so about the exact same. I'm just...
over 10 years?
Yeah, I've been training since I was 11. I'm 25 now, so like 13, 14.
At Atos the whole time?
No, we switched over to Atos when we were both brown belts. And Atos had opened in Marietta, like right next to our school where we wrestled over at Life University. And it was just down the road. We were passing by. We were like, "What's that?"
During
Atos
COVID.
on? It was.
It opened during COVID?
Yeah, I know. I was
They
like,
probably got a discount.
Yeah. No,
That's what I
actually,
thought.
I think so. But I mean, luckily, fortunately for Bruno, I mean, he's such a hard worker that like it paid off. Like the gym is definitely successful. But yeah, like we had known who Bruno was. We've done a seminar with him. But our current gym that we were at, like with our coach that has been my coach since I was like a kid. Like I went through the kid system all the way to brown belt. He was like he was starting a family, and he wasn't sure like during COVID if the gym was gonna be okay. So he was like, I might go get a job, you know.
I might get a job.
I think I want to start a family.
Yeah, and I was like, what do you
Be a normie.
I was like, what is
that? We're your family.
I was like, yeah, we're
You
your
already have
family. You
family.
have family, and like your wife is rich, you know.
He'll be fine.
Yeah, he's a stay-at-home dad. Yeah, I was like, so you never had to leave, but it worked out. Like we ended up under his blessing and stuff, because a lot of our training partners, like during that COVID time, were deciding like, oh hey, they'd started, you know, kind of growing up. They wanted to get normal jobs.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is
Everybody?
I know. I was like, come on.
I was like, what's happening? We're falling apart here.
Exactly.
And that's in Georgia, right? The Atos.
Yes.
Yeah, so I assumed it was like, when I heard that you trained at Atos, I automatically assumed it was like,
Or something. Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, she's from the East Coast.
Yeah.
She's like right there. That's
I'm
so
right
cool.
above.
Yeah, I could literally like just drive up. I mean,
Yeah,
it's not the
like-
shortest drive.
Yeah.
Not all the way in the bottom
Yeah.
of the damn peninsula.
Yeah.
But,
That is-
but it's definitely like worth the drive. I mean, I was gonna go to some seminar up in Philly of some other girls. I think it's at 10 Planet, like Bethlehem or something. But I ended up not going and choosing this one instead.
Yeah.
So, and that's the
You're
first
gonna
time.
take a flight across.
Yeah, I mean, I also really love the West Coast.
Yeah,
So I wanted to visit Oregon
Yeah.
because I've heard it's beautiful. So I was like, you
Yeah.
know, kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
There you
Travel
go.
with my mama.
Yeah.
Like, get her out. Get her out of the house.
Yeah, get her out.
But I actually never done a seminar like this. Have you guys? I've maybe trained at it, but
Uh-huh.
have you I know you haven't taught at one.
No, I have. I've done seminars before. I've never done this like large group seminar where it's like a whole weekend, like kind of like a mini vacation camp stuff.
Right, like a
that.
camp, like a jiu-jitsu training camp is
Exactly.
what I started thinking. I'm like, damn, am I
so
going to be able to
excited.
keep up?
Yeah, no, exactly. I was like, I'm going to forget the first session, and then my brain's just going to be fried. But
yeah, and you're on Sunday, right?
Yes, yeah. So it'll be fun. I'll get to see how they're structuring everything, all the different instructors. So I'll kind of like follow their footsteps. Like I already have my plans for how I teach a normal seminar in class and whatnot. But it's good that they let the more experienced folks go first.
Oh, is that how it works?
I don't know if they planned it like that, but
I thought since you were like the main person, they just saved you like the best for last. No. I mean, you're like in the center of the poster.
I mean, Elizabeth Clay and St. Marie are like, they're hammers. I look up to them, but.
That's true. Maybe I don't know how. I guess I don't know. Did you ask them that? Like, did you say, "Hey, did you put me last because I'm not experienced"?
No, yeah, I should ask them. No, they're like, here's the schedule. This is the day you're gonna be on, and I was like, okay, cool.
So this is the first time you're doing like a multi-day seminar.
Yeah.
Have you done single day? Like I've done like those 2
2
hour
sessions. Like you go to an event. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so those you've done.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I've had a handful of those. I've taught at different gyms and whatnot. I've loved teaching for a very long time. I started really teaching in like when I was like 15. So I was fortunate enough to have like my coaches help me. Like I started off in kids classes, and my coaches would like help like criticize like what I did well, what I needed to work on. So I felt like pretty lucky to have that. Like most adults, like when they start going into teaching, like they don't really have that second person to look on the outside and be like, hey, you could have done this better, or
yeah, that's
not,
true. They kind of throw you to the sharks.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, and then some people are too nice to be like, oh, you suck at teaching or something, So I was
my teammates they're like, yo, like I don't even know what the hell you're talking about. No, but the other day he gave me a compliment. His wife's like, wow, you actually sound like you know what you're talking about finally. And I'm like, thank you so much. I'm my teammate, I'm my coach. I think you would be a little nicer, but they're always ragging on me. But what made you want to do it?
Teaching
or the seminar?
Oh, the
seminar specifically.
So I'd known who Amanda was. She's one of the main instructors, I feel like, and I was just asking the 2 people that took us over here, picked us up from the airport, or the gym members. They train over at 10 Planet Portland. Okay. And I was asking them about Nogi Summit because I've heard of Nogi Summit. I've just never been to one. And
so you wanted to attend?
Yeah, no. They reached out to me first about being an instructor.
Got it.
But Amanda, I knew Amanda because of she was over at 10 Planet Atlanta maybe like a couple months ago, and I got to train with her and Thomasina, and it was really fun training. And she was like, you know what, like, do you like teaching? Would you want to do because I'm not sure her role in Nogi Summit, but she's like, I'm gonna get you on there. And then next thing you know, like a couple months later, I get a message from them, and I was like, hell yeah, I want to go. I was like, that sounds so much fun, like being able to learn from all of these different instructors and like.
Oh, I see. So you're seeing it more as like also a learning experience for yourself too, not just to like share knowledge.
Exactly.
To absorb knowledge.
I get to do both, and I get to attend these amazing women's like seminars for free. Yeah, exactly. I was like, hell yeah.
Exactly. But that's awesome. No, that's awesome.
That was the same reason why I wanted to come. Yeah.
But I feel like the instructors are very highly, highly recommended. Definitely, it's worth the. I think it'll definitely be worth the price.
It looks awesome. And then there was like a night activity thing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what that means, but it
sounds
like we're all gonna hang out, and I'm down for it.
She's like, oh, and we get to hang out with all these
people.
So
but I'm like, I don't know how 100 people are gonna hang out together, but we'll figure it out.
We'll make it work.
We'll make it work.
Somewhere.
Okay, so since you said I have I said my gym's a little smaller, and you guys went from like a smaller gym to a more, I'm assuming it's like a big gym because it's Atos, right? It must be pretty large scale compared to
Well, it's
regular.
yeah. Well, it is. We came from like an MMA gym.
Okay.
So they had like the jiu-jitsu program, they had the cardio kickboxing, they had a boxing ring,
so
they
it's
had
serious.
CrossFit
Yeah, we
area.
didn't want to have
So
all
they had like they had everything. It was a huge building, but Atos is just a jiu-jitsu academy. Yeah, so it's smaller in the sense of like the space, but in terms of the people, the programs themselves, it's like there's so many classes, and it's just Bruno, I think, just did a really good job on his research on picking locations. So we have a very family-oriented gym. Like the location he picked in East Cobb, Georgia, is like very like an affluent area, very good school zone. So I like took note of that. I'm taking notes of it of like whenever we want to open a gym. We're like, okay, this is obviously working, you know.
That's
So,
cool. You guys want to?
yeah.
I will join it.
Yeah,
I'm kidding.
Yeah, so you heard
My
that
coach
as
in
a
the background, like,
person.
what? You're gonna leave?
She's gonna leave Miami for Georgia.
I meant visit. I said join, but I meant visit. Yeah, I'll join. I mean visit.
Yeah.
We'll call it.
But did you notice like I guess like the level of intensity of training at Atos versus your old gym, or do you feel like it's the same? Because I feel like my gym is pretty lax when it comes to training. We only recently got serious because we're trying to like do a team competition and like everybody do really good, you know. So we're all training like doing basically not a camp, but you know, like every weekend we're training together specifically doing a certain curriculum, but we didn't do that before.
Oh, okay.
Well, we did a long time ago. Then we moved gyms, and then more family stuff started coming in. So the competition team started dying out. But the few of us that are left are like, we need this to be like hard again. Like I can't just be chilling in the corner, like I'm not even sweaty. Like, you know, like after drilling, like I should be a little sweaty after drilling, at least. You know,
I understand that. Yeah.
So he took it a little too chill, but finally he stepped it up.
It's
so
like, okay, people want to come here for a workout, you know, whether or not they're
competition
competing
too.
Or,
Yeah, exactly. Like people
they're
want to
paying you
push
for
more.
Exactly.
So do you see, is it more intense at Atos? Does he follow an Atos curriculum? Is that like a thing?
I feel so. Bruno's been Atos since he was a purple belt. He wasn't originally Atos. He was I forget his first professor, but when he joined Atos as a purple belt, he joined the team because he said he saw a lot of opportunities open up for him joining Atos. And while we were in limbo choosing a gym, we were talking to him about like he was always very honest and open with us about he's like joining Atos was like a very good decision for him for his career. So and he kind of has in growing up he was also. Not growing up. He was already a black belt, and then Rafael Mendez and Guy Mendez, the Mendez brothers, became
just the
Mendez brothers. The brothers, they ended up being like Bruno was like one of their main training partners and stuff. So, and he just takes the way that they you could just tell like he's a very technical guy, and the way he dedicates himself to jiu-jitsu and the way he lesson plans and. We learn everything so systematically. I feel like when we first started jiu-jitsu, and it's just like jiu-jitsu was young back then, and not a lot of people knew how to like teach to get good at jiu-jitsu fast. And now a lot of gyms are figuring it out. Like if you learn systematically, like learning from one position for the whole week, doing all the reactions from that gym, it's easier to understand, easier for a beginner to grasp all these things. And so
all the reactions to a certain
like let's say close guard.
Sequence?
Let's say like out of close guard, we're gonna do all the like common attacks or defenses or combinations out of that one position. Rather than when I first started jiu-jitsu, let's say Monday we learned an armbar from close guard. Tuesday we learned a double leg. Wednesday, like it was very random,
very sporadic.
Yeah, exactly, and it was very difficult for people. And a lot of gyms taught like that. And I'm not saying anything to bash on our old gym,
but just like as a method of like
people
for
get
our
better.
brain.
Yeah, exactly. People got better over time too, as like at teaching.
Because it reinforces it a little better.
Exactly.
My coach teaches like that.
Mm-hmm.
He's always taught like that, very systematic. Like if we're doing close guard. Sweeps, it's
the whole week is like
scissors sweep, push sweep, flower sweep, and then that's what we're drilling like that whole.
It's very easy for someone to understand and grasp.
And then that's the whole week exactly.
But the intensity wise, I feel like just being like in Georgia, like everyone was like a brawler. They just like to scrap like back then, and it was awesome. Like in terms of like if we were pushing to be just like athletes and like we were just scrapping, my coach would just say like, you just gotta want it more than them, and I was like, I want it more.
I mean,
and
I say that to myself.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that always works.
and then it got to a point,
Yeah.
like it was great, and we were talented enough. Like Faye and I were both like, we won a lot even at our own our old gym because I think we were just talented enough. But then if we wanted to, I definitely saw my level of success rise, and like in jiu-jitsu I just like saw everything like kind of open up when we started learning under Bruno.
Interesting.
Just because I mean he's like kind of like a jiu-jitsu encyclopedia. Honestly, it's amazing. Just the
I feel
knowledge
like my
he
coach
has.
is that too. He like studies it like
Like
there's
all
no
the time.
tomorrow.
Yeah,
Like,
I was like, what do you like to do in
That's all
your
he does.
spare time?
Right.
And I was like, what?
and his might not even be like doing it physically, just studying.
Yeah,
like it's
watching
crazy.
videos. He's always, and that's why it's it has that effect on everybody else in the gym. Like it trickles down. Like the way he's a good leader, but he's also very humble. He doesn't mind learning from like white belts and all that.
Interesting. That's good.
Yeah.
That's important. Do you
Yeah.
feel the same way that your jiu-jitsu kind of just started like skyrocketing once you joined? at Atos?
Definitely.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was very hard to kind of not teach something because I know that there were things that like I didn't do that I should have done, but it was easier once I started following a system to be able to teach more and like effectively for it to make sense to myself.
Yeah, also teaching helps you like reinforce it also for some reason because you're like, oh wait, no, I missed a detail.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like,
I'll
and then
say
that gets
it
engraved.
again.
Never forgets again. No, yeah, I think that's awesome. I love when that happens because yeah, like sometimes you're like, oh my god, am I missing something? Like when you're teaching somebody something, you're like, I don't want them to mess up, and they'll be like, but they taught me.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
I thought I knew so much, and then I realized, like, once I joined, that I
know nothing.
I didn't know anything, and it was stressful. But I did have opportunities to teach. Steve Mitchell was always, our old coach was trying to get me to teach more and like help out more with the new people, and he's like, teach this, and I didn't want to do it. I was like, no, never. And then once I joined Atos, I was given an opportunity to help out with classes and help out with the kids' classes, and then once I was finally able to teach a class, that's when I got nervous. And
That's when I got nervous.
But now that I've been doing it longer and I've been kind of studying it in a different way, I feel like I can explain it a lot more efficiently.
Yeah, and then training wise, like, do you also feel like just I guess the muscle memory, from teaching, like the responses or reaction time, I guess. Have you seen all that improve too? Like, has that helped you, or is it more so just like the teaching aspect?
Both. Yeah, both.
Both. Okay, cool. So how do you guys prepare for like competition? You both compete regularly. I know you do.
Yeah.
I saw photos. I lurked your profile. But I don't know like how consistent. Like, and then if you do, obviously, like, what do you guys do to prepare exactly? Cause I usually get pretty nervous, even though I've done it a lot. I'm a brown belt. I didn't mention that. Sorry, I'm a brown belt. So I've competed ever since I was a white belt. Not like every month or anything, but at least,
like consistent.
Yeah, consistently, exactly. Throughout every belt, I've had fights, I've had tournaments, I've done it all. But I'm always nervous. It's less.
Yeah.
It's less, but it's still like, I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. Is it just the uncertainty? I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, what do you do? What do you do to deal with that? Especially with trials.
Yeah. When the bigger the tournament, the more pressure there is, right?
Of course.
But I think like as far as the nerves, I realized that the more often I competed, the less nerves, because then it became almost like a routine. Like, let's say when I was in high school or college, when we were in wrestling season, we had like tournaments or duels or whatever every like Wednesday and weekend. Like it was like so many times in a week that I was just like, my brain was just so fried and recovering from practice, my body was like recovering from practices, that like it was just normal. Like I didn't feel as nervous. So I found that even with jiu-jitsu, like the more often I competed, within like 1 month, 2 months, like in a row, it was the nerves were less, and so when I do have like a little bit of a break, like let's say a couple months or so,
spikes up a little bit.
it spikes up a
Alright, so
little
that's
bit.
normal.
Yeah, so it's definitely normal.
It happens to me.
It's definitely normal. But I feel like I'm able to control those nerves a lot better.
How
when,
do you control?
Yes, like through the preparation, through the training camp. When I feel
Okay.
like I've done everything that I should
Like
have.
a lot of training. I've been training.
Yeah.
I've been doing my thing, my dieting,
I'm studying,
my whatever,
I'm doing
my studying.
yeah, everything that you're supposed to do for
Okay.
a competition, then I feel confident. The
Interesting.
confidence comes in that and like the nerves kind of calm themselves a little bit more. I mean, there's still nerves like before I step on the mat.
Yeah, like that little
But-
flutter right
yeah,
before you get on there.
exactly.
That little flutter, and then once you're on, you're
Yeah.
like, okay, and we're
Yeah.
on the mat.
Exactly. I think it's just your body telling you like, okay, we're doing this, we're getting ready to do this, so.
Okay,
you know.
so that totally makes sense. Do you feel the same way? Like just doing what you need to do, and then that builds your confidence.
Yeah, sometimes I'll get nervous reading the brackets.
Me too. Or you just got a match. Hyperventilate for like 2 minutes.
We have a group chat for the Atos competitors and some of the staff, and they'll text and be like, brackets are out, and I'm always like, here we go, and then that's the only time I'll feel it, and it definitely gets better over time, and like you said, the preparation definitely helps.
Yeah.
But when I'm not nervous at all. Even the night before, I've been able to sleep better and everything's fine. But when I warm up, that's when I get
It kicks
nervous.
in again. Okay.
And I try to warm up a lot. Something I learned with being in wrestling. And the warm-ups were like 45 minutes long.
Sometimes
45-minute warm-up?
Yeah, sometimes
they are
longer,
long,
sometimes
yeah.
less,
At the
but
Atos?
it was
No,
Oh,
at
wrestling.
at Life.
Oh,
University.
Life.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
in college.
I thought it was
Wow.
excessive, but after doing it for a long period of time, I just felt it helped so much more just because I got my nerves out, I got the adrenaline dump out, and I could compete really well.
Get that second wind.
I notice when I
You're
don't
in
warm
the
up,
second
I'm like,
wind.
especially in the gi, my grips are the first thing to go, and
Uniforms.
First thing to go.
Yeah,
I'm like,
exactly.
I should have warmed up. But as soon as I'm done warming up and I'm already like about to enter, I'm like, I'm okay, I'm fine.
Alright.
As long as the preparation is good. But I think those are one of the 2 times I feel nervous now.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess I should be a little more consistent. I'd never like warmed up before.
Yeah.
I would never warm up because I was so
A lot of people
nervous.
don't like to. They think
Yeah.
it makes them tired. And
Also, that
Yeah,
bro, I have like
I've
the
seen-
smallest gas tank of life.
I
I swear.
You're like, I gotta save it all for that.
That is that's how I feel. But this last competition that I did, I warmed up with my teammate. We were just hanging out. I did like legit like mini like how you grapple like a little bit, that flow,
exactly,
kind of-
like flow. Yeah.
I never had done that before, but man, I won that in like a
That'd be
minute or
nice.
so. Or,
Oh,
I
you're
guess
like,
a lie,
oh.
maybe 2 minutes or so.
Yeah, she's like, maybe
So
we should
fast.
do this more often.
I'm like, wow, all these years. What have I been doing?
That was the secret.
And it's like, no, my coach would tell me, but I just like, I don't know. I would get too worked up. Like, I don't know. It would just stress me out for whatever reason. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was weird. But it's good to know because I would also like feel more confident. Like when you're giving a speech or you have to give a speech, the more you read it, like the more confident you get, and then you don't hyperventilate on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what happened to me. And then I learned that after reading it like 100 times, I didn't hyperventilate, and I'm like, maybe I should apply this to jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Practicing the hey. Okay, I got distracted. All right, so definitely continue that. Okay, so I did want to ask you. Okay, so since you recently did the combat jiu-jitsu at Medusa, I know you did pull out at some point. I don't know if you mind me asking about like what happened. Okay, so Medusa, combat jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu is slapping. If you don't know what that is, or more like palm strikes, not even like slaps, like almost basically a punch.
Yeah, it's like
Sometimes
straight
they were
up. It
punching.
is.
I
like,
saw
yeah.
closed fists. In
Oh,
some
you
matches.
did?
Well,
I did.
mean, they're just like
They're not
sometimes you get
supposed
some of the fighters get in the heat of the moment, and like if the reps aren't like really paying attention to it, like there was definitely some like closed fists I saw it. But like I mean, I'm hoping it's not intentional. But
Yeah, maybe sometimes like in the heat of the
Maybe they
moment you
just saw
forget to
it.
like close. I mean,
Yeah.
open your
Oh,
hands
yeah,
because
yeah.
this is like more
they're
natural
like
than to
after
do
you get
this.
into it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
You're pissing me off.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna automatically like face palm you.
But what happened was I had my first round draw was what was her name? Do you remember?
A draw?
Jillian.
Jillian. No, my
No, you
first
won.
round match.
Okay, yeah.
First
yeah,
round
you
match
won
was
Jillian
against
Knoll or
Jillian.
something?
Yes, Jillian Knoll. She was like she was a pro MMA fighter. I think she was a brown belt. She was
Wow.
I think she was the largest. She was the biggest girl in the bracket because it was like right after Christmas, and so the weight class was still 135. But I saw a lot of girls from the 125 bracket doing it.
Doing the 135?
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly. And including myself, I usually do 125 when I'm competing. But I mean, she was strong. I actually spent like a majority of the match when we started on her feet. I was able to slide by and take her back, and I was on her back. And she was just really strong. Like I was trying to go through choking her, and she was just like strong enough to like pull my hands down, and I was like, oh my gosh. And then I got lazy. I got lazy and a little bit tired, like during one of our exchanges on her feet, and I decided to go for a really sloppy takedown. I know it shouldn't have done, but I ended up on bottom turtle, and that's when she started like laying down strikes on me, and I think some of the strikes were like landing on the back of my head,
which is not supposed to happen.
Yeah, which is illegal, but like.
Because you were like this, I guess.
Yeah,
so she,
I guess.
Was
and then
trying,
sometime maybe I was like turning
Yeah.
away, and maybe it was. I'm hoping it was an accident, you know. But as soon as regulation ended, we were doing OT. Like I got up to go towards the middle, and I was like, everything started spinning. Like it felt like what?
Like a concussion. Like if you
yeah,
had a concussion,
I guess. Yeah,
you felt dizzy and
it
the room
was just
spinning.
like the room was just like falling in different.
What
And I was
the
like,
hell?
oh my gosh.
Oh my god,
happening?
I'm tripping
I
out,
was
bro.
like, yeah, I was like,
I don't
what's
remember taking
happening?
drugs.
I don't remember
But-
taking drugs.
Yeah, I know. I was like, Faye, did we? No.
Did you drug?
Yeah, exactly.
Did you drug me?
But I was
Oh
just
my
on
God.
autopilot. So every time we
Wow.
started the OT, I was just like, okay, just hang on, just
Oh
hang on.
my god, you did it! Oh my
but-
god, so you were
and
already
then-
dizzy when you did the OT.
Yeah, and then but I was able to, fortunately hang on long enough in the OT and escape fast enough that I was
Oh
able
my
to get
God.
to win. But then afterwards, they had medical checks after, and I like was like I passed the medical check, but I was telling Faye, I was like, I don't feel normal. Like I've had
So the
concussions
dizziness
before.
went away when they were
not-
checking you out.
Yeah, not necessarily. I was still kind of like
Wobbly.
waving, but like I was just like trying to pass it off enough because I was like, oh, I'm not gonna pull out. And then after 30 minutes, like halfway through the first round matchups, I was trying to warm up again, and like because I just laid down for a bit, I was like, maybe I just need to lay down. Warmed up again, and I was like, I don't feel like connected to my body right now. Like I feel super disconnected.
My
I was
brain
like,
feels disconnected.
yeah. And so I was like, you know what? It's like a combat jiu-jitsu tournament.
Yeah.
Like a
It's
so,
not just one and done.
yeah, so I was like,
4
I would
more
still have to
matches.
have
4
three.
more.
I would still have 3 more
3
matches.
more.
Yeah, it's still
Okay,
have 3 more
14.
matches. And I was like, if I take more damage, like, I was like,
That's scary.
I mean, I'm not getting paid enough to like have like brain damage.
No,
Response
yeah,
time
yeah,
to
yeah,
like 10
yeah.
minutes
Exactly.
plus
Plus possible overtime, so it's like almost like a 20-minute match, with strikes. Well, so I like decided to tell him like, no, I'm just gonna pull out.
Yeah.
But she ended up winning the whole thing.
Yeah.
So like she ended up coming back into
I
the
know, I
bracket.
saw
She ended up
that.
winning the whole thing, and I was like, oh wait, so does that mean?
Isn't
I
it
was
I
like,
would have won?
Yeah, I was like, wait,
Because I beat her.
but
By
no,
logistics, I beat her, so
Exactly.
I basically
I
won.
was like, technically, but no, but yeah. So I was like, actually, like after that, it was just like a mild concussion, but it was the first time I've like had a concussion where it hit like the back of my head. I've had concussions where I've hit the front of my head, and I've had different symptoms.
Interesting.
So like the disorientation and like the dizziness like kept happening throughout like all of January. That's why I kind of took
It's a long
January
time.
and
When,
most
and
of
that
February
fight was
off.
in December?
Late December, like
Late
end of
December?
December, like.
But all of
yeah.
January, that's scary.
Exactly. So I was like on and off. I was like trying to get back into training, and then my head would hurt again, or like I would just experience symptoms again of the dizziness. That was like the most alarming thing out of everything.
Yeah.
I was just like, man, I feel like I'm gonna pass out, or so like that was the one thing we were trying to like get over, and
Okay.
I was trying to be a smarter athlete of like, okay, I don't want to. This is not something I should be pushing through. Like, you know,
especially if you're gonna continue
exactly.
fighting.
And I was like, it's a concussion. There's some things like you can push through, and I feel like your brain is not. Yeah. So I was like, I'll just I'll take it easy. So that's why I've been kind of resting throughout the beginning of the year. But I'm feeling back to 100%. I'm feeling normal. I'm feeling the preparation so far for trials has been really good, so
awesome.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited to see you there. I'll most likely be there. I haven't decided if I'm going to compete or not. Because I'm scared.
I mean,
I'm scared.
Out of all terms, the ADCC format, I feel like it just brings like this sense of like primal.
Right, like the scrappiness. It's also a lot more scrappy,
because everyone's
which
like,
is why
go,
I'm
go. Yeah, like even off the mats, they're like, go, go, go. So,
go.
It definitely brings out the best out of a lot of competitors. So.
Yeah, I'm happy to hear you feel a lot better though after that.
Yeah.
Was that your first combat thing?
No, that was my second. My first, third or fourth. So my first one was Medusa in Mexico, and that's where I won the flyweight title.
Ah, yes, you were.
Yeah, so that was at 125, and then I had like some subversive event where they had started doing CJJ, and I had like some super fights. So I had like that, and then back again Medusa, and actually on April 13th I'll have another subversive CJJ event representing Team Faye's International. So it'll be one of those team events again.
Team Faye International?
Team Faye's.
Oh,
Faye's.
I heard Team Faye. I'm like, you guys are starting a team.
Yeah.
Team Faye's Internet. What was the date?
April 13th. It's gonna be in, I believe, Anaheim or like somewhere in California.
And is it gonna be broadcasted?
Yes, I think they're streaming on Flow Grappling this time, rather than like before they used to have their own stream, and now it's gonna be on Flow, so easier to access for everyone.
I'll be watching.
But it's super fun. You'll have a heavyweight guy versus heavyweight guy. There's a minus 185 guy, and then like I think like 125 or 130 pound female on each team. So then we just it's team
crazy.
combat jiu-jitsu.
So what do you like better, combat jiu-jitsu, regular jiu-jitsu?
Man, I mean, combat jiu-jitsu is so fun, but it's not fun to get hit.
It's
so fun doing the
except
hitting.
the slapping.
Yeah, exactly. It's so much fun. I think it's a really cool. I always like challenging myself with different rule sets because I mean it just allows like the strategy side to come through with all these different rule sets in jiu-jitsu. And having different preparations because of rule sets. I think that's what I like jiu-jitsu so much, because there's so many. It's frustrating but also fun for me that you have to train in different rule sets depending on the tournaments, But I mean,
so if you don't like the hitting part, why do you say it's fun?
well, I do like the hitting part. I just don't like getting hit.
Oh, you don't want to get. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I don't mind hitting people, but when I hit. No, that's very fair and sound statement.
Yeah, right.
Totally understandable. All right, so I want to. Do you have MMA experience or just wrestling?
I just had I won MMA match before I went off to college when I was 17 in Ohio, and it was 7. I was 17, and it was fun. I ended up. I was telling myself, I was like, I'm gonna stand up and strike. And the moment she threw a jab at me, and I like slipped it, but it like grazed my eyebrow. I was like, I was like, go to the takedown. I was like, go to the ground. And so, but then I like landed strikes on the ground, but I ended up finishing in an arm bar. But I was like, oh, maybe I'll try next time. But I haven't done MMA since then, just because I've been getting like jiu-jitsu's been on the rise, and I feel like if I can make a living without having to take any damage
that's
like
dream,
that,
bro.
exactly.
Just live off jiu-jitsu, but like with good amount of money. Not like no money.
Yeah, exactly. Not like paycheck. We're trying to be comfortable. I like to eat. I like to eat.
Yeah. So you guys said you wanted to open up a school eventually, so you're gonna definitely gonna save up to do that. And it's gonna be in Georgia.
Yes, I believe. I mean, I don't want to give too much away, but I've been talking with Bruno, so like we're trying to work together on some future plans, and I feel like it's the best for Faye and I's future, and I think it'll lead to having a successful gym, because I don't want to just open a gym and get by. I want to be successful, because like I said, I like to eat. I'm bougie. I'm the bougie.
I'm the bougie one.
She's not. I'm the bougie one.
She's a coupon clipper.
And that's why we balance. She's like, you don't need it. We don't need to eat out today. I
we
did
don't eat
groceries.
sushi for the third time.
I was like, I love sushi.
I love sushi.
Yeah, exactly.
I was trying to get some yesterday. I could not decide on a damn restaurant. There's so many.
They said the people from the gym said that the sushi here is good because they're right by the ocean.
Because they're right by sea, mother.
So we'll go
So you can eat raw fish.
They have smoked salmon too.
Yeah.
I know. I was like, I don't even eat the raw fish. I eat the cooked ones.
Yeah, the cooked sushi rolls.
I'm a fake sushi eater. All right. So going back to East Coast trials. Did you do East Coast trials or
Yeah, she did.
Yes.
She got fourth. We've met in the semis.
We had to fight each other.
Oh,
we had to fight each other in the semis. It was wild. Yeah,
I must have
teammates
missed it. I was
fight.
like running around.
Yeah, teammates fight. At trials, they fight.
Normal.
The latest is in the semifinals, so they'll try to meet in the semifinals. But for Worlds, if we have teammates, they'll fight first or second round because they don't want finals being teammates versus teammates.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I
So
thought
you'll be on the
IBJJF put them like on total opposite ends of it.
IBJJF does, but ADCC doesn't.
Oh, because you
So,
said they would fight in the first round on IBJJF.
No, at Worlds for ADCC Worlds. For ADCC Worlds.
Oh, ADCC Worlds.
Yeah,
Okay,
the
that was
actual, the
confusing.
big.
We need different
Yeah.
names. How about Earth or something?
Yeah,
ADCC Earth.
Yes, something like
I thought it
that.
was
So
thinking
many
Worlds,
worlds. There's so
IBJJF.
many
There's so
worlds.
many worlds.
There's so many world tournaments. It's like, was it really a world tournament?
So how was that fighting each other? Did you let her take it? Or you
I
like,
let
no,
her
this is
have
mine?
Mo Jassim came up to us before and was like,
Yeah.
please make sure this is a real match because like my bosses are watching and you can't have
No?
He's like,
Mo Jassim is
Oh,
the
like that,
head-
yeah,
the
oh.
head, yeah.
No, okay.
Yeah.
Wow, he says make it,
Yeah.
oh, wow.
Yeah, so
Interesting.
we had
You're
to
like,
make
damn
sure.
it.
I
Puts
know.
on drama hat.
Yeah.
Let me get my thespian certificate.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Right.
Damn, that's interesting. Then right after that, you had to fight Jasmine, right?
Yes, and I had Jasmine
So,
in the finals.
Did you expect to see her in the finals? 'Cause I
I
talked to her and
think
she was
so.
like, it's probably going to be me and Alex.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, I've known she's always been a game competitor. And looking at the brackets once East Coast Trials came out, there was a lot of people that were signed up in the bracket and then ended up dropping out.
Oh, okay.
They're like some names that I was
Big
looking
names.
forward. Yeah, big names, but it's because East Coast Trials doesn't count, for the
Also
first
very
trials.
annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I don't understand why. Mo.
yeah, so
I'm going to ask you that when I see you.
so for right now, like the women's brackets at ADCC Worlds is 8 women brackets as opposed to the men's is 16. That's why they
Right.
have 2 trials in every region, but only the second trials counts for the ladies
The
because
West one, specifically,
yeah.
right?
So the West Coast, the second trials, and then like in Brazil they have the Brazil trials going on right now. The second Brazil trial is going to be the one that Jasmine is actually doing.
Wait, they have the same problem? Wait, they did that
Yeah,
in
it's
every country?
every
it has to be
region.
the second one?
Yes, because there's only 8 spots,
Yeah.
and so the first
But
like
they use
three,
the first one to help with
the first
seeding
3, yeah, the first one helps you have a good seed. So I have the number 1 seed for West Coast trials,
I see.
So hopefully it helps. And
So it's because there's less spots.
yes, because there's less spots, so that means they have like less invites because the placers from last year from 2021 or so or 2022 they're already in the bracket but we'll see how that splits because it was 60 kg and now they have
some
2
of
weight
them
classes,
might not
so
be able to make
some
the
might go up, some might go
Mm.
down, so that leaves some invites, a lot more invites open this year. So we'll see. I'm hoping for the plan is to win West Coast Trials, but regardless, like have a really good showing, and if it doesn't go my way, unfortunately, like I'm gonna try to find a way to get an invite and like make those matches, super fights happen so that I can get into Worlds this year. I'm thinking
Awesome.
about even doing Asian and Oceania trials if
Ooh.
West Coast trials doesn't go our way. So.
Interesting. That's a lot of our travel plans.
Yeah, I know. It's in Thailand this year, so
Thailand.
I'm like, oh.
I've always wanted to visit Thailand.
Me too.
Awesome.
It's on the bucket list for sure.
All right, so just last few questions since we are running out of time. Sorry, guys. I wanted to ask, do you train leg locks?
Yes.
You do? Because I noticed in ADCC you didn't like do it to Jasmine specifically. Was it because she does a lot of leg locks? So you're like, I'm gonna play top game.
I mean, like, yeah, I think it was just like the setup. Like, we do like everything at the academy is we try to be as most well-rounded as possible. We train everything, and especially leg locks, because we know people are like that's all they want. A lot of people they're training really hard.
Just on leg locks.
Yeah, leg locks. So we know the offense, we know the defense of it all. So.
Do you have a favorite leg lock attack?
I'd say I've been hitting more in training, like from cross ashi going to like double 50 is like when I control both hips and I go deep with the inside leg so I can control both the hips with just my legs, and it allows me to get for an easy dig on the inside heel hook or so. But I've also been hitting a lot of outside heel hooks a lot more. I actually got one of our good friends back home, Sean Applegate from 10th Planet, Atlanta. He has this BJJ Fanatics exploring outside heel hooks, and it's fire.
It's fire.
Yeah, like it helped me a lot. It helped me with my up my percentages on finishes too.
What about you? You got a favorite leg lock?
I like leg locks a lot.
A lot?
Which one?
That's your go-to?
You
Do you tend to like play guard and leg locks a lot?
I actually don't play a lot of guard. I'm trying to more now because, like she said, we're trying to be more well-rounded. And Bruno is very good at bottom. I mean, his passing, he's just really well-rounded himself. But I was excited. One of the things I was excited about to learn from him was just how good his guard was. As a small person too, I didn't like being on the bottom of a lot of people, so...
Unless they're the same size as you.
Yeah, right. They're not good at pressure.
I feel
But, no, I prefer being on top, but I do like leg locks. I think it's easier to kind of get the pressure off of you through entering the legs. But I guess I would just say...
Big one.
I mean, inside heel hook would have to be the better one to choose.
To break people's legs is
the more efficient one.
Yeah, I think that is the one that has a higher percentage.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. My favorite is like lace knee bar.
Oh, nice.
You know what that is?
No.
No,
maybe.
So like when you're so inside Senkaku, when you bring that buddy leg across. So like you have your initial one, and then you bring that extra one that is not entangled.
Yep.
You bring it
when
over.
Your feet are crossed and they
and they go in between.
Yes,
and
I know exactly.
Yeah, it's like your shin on shin like this.
I think it's like the Philly saddle. Also,
yeah, Philly saddle.
I mean, they got so many.
So from the saddle, exactly. So you're in the saddle, you drop off, and you grab their other leg. You have both, and you weave between, and you straighten the leg, and it's a knee bar, but it also like. Freaking hurts this shit.
It's a clover leaf. It's a clover leaf.
Oh, you guys call it a clover leaf?
At least one of the 10 planets.
We call it a leg lace.
There's so many names.
I know.
It makes sense to call it leg lace because that's what you do when you're lacing
the leg.
Yeah, in freestyle.
Yeah, they're like this.
It's called a lace. Yeah.
In freestyle, it's called a lace.
Yeah.
That's my favorite one. I've been getting that one a lot. Love it.
That's good.
I wanted to ask also, do you make an effort to train with women? Like, do you think that's, like, a benefit? Because I know some women, like, they're like, no, whatever. Like, I'll just train with guys all the time, and, it's fine. And some coaches say, like, yeah, you can get by, but, like, you probably should feel, like, a female body. Right? Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I'll let you take the lead on this one. I'll follow you.
100%. I agree. I prefer training with women in general. If I can train with women only, I probably would. There are some smaller guys that I like training with, especially the ones that like to go for leg locks and stuff. We have some at the academy too, but yeah, that's kind of the only time I would like to go with a dude if like they're doing something different.
Yeah. I mean, I also prefer to train with women. Like,
yeah,
I just feel more efficient. Like, I feel like things are actually happening.
Yeah.
Things are working. More
realistic.
Realistic, exactly.
Women move differently than men.
100%.
Even the small men. Like,
even the
small
flexible.
men. Yeah, the flexibility,
And
the
bone density too.
The
Like,
bone density.
I mean,
Yeah,
you grab a guy's
you're
leg
right.
versus a woman's leg,
Yeah,
and it's
you're right.
completely different. So yeah, that's my answer.
Yeah, I definitely I agree. Like, I get a more realistic feel for like what I'm gonna feel in competition versus like rolling. Even I mean, it's not like we have. We do have a fair amount of women at our gym, but some of my main training partners are like small dudes at our gym.
Okay.
Just because some of them are like higher level, I can help, like I could push and I could go like 100%. Not saying I don't go 100% with the women at our gym, but we have a lot more like masters ladies that are hobbyists. They don't compete, so it's just
You
like
can't
okay,
push too
I
much
need
on
to
them,
get I need to get like my.
But
like,
they're there every day.
my
so
fierce
they're
rolls with the,
more there than
some of the competitors,
average
you know.
hobbyists.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like 100%. Like you can just feel the toll on it takes on your body. Like if I roll with girls for like the whole week versus like having to roll with dudes for a whole week, like I
like
feel a lot
soreness,
more beat up. You know, like it
Interesting.
takes a lot more damage and like the recovery. But yeah, like.
So you agree.
It just goes back to like when you compete, like the small dude can't really reflect how flexible or like just how women move sometimes. So it is like if I'll train with whoever I can train with, but like if I had the choice between, then yeah, I would definitely. Choose the one that would mimic my competition as much
Right,
as
like I
possible.
try to also grapple people my weight, especially if it's a girl. You know,
Oh yeah,
you know, I
100%.
try to go out of my way.
Yeah, be like,
literally
let's
to do
roll,
that.
me and you.
Please,
I'll
like,
cross
let's,
the
or, like,
line.
let's meet
go.
up. I have friends from other gyms. I'll be like,
Exactly,
can we meet up,
yeah.
please, so I can train, like, you know.
It's a smaller community anyways for women, so we always welcome, like, especially women to come train with us, like, especially if they're nearby or so, like, because, you know.
Aside from the competing
Yeah.
part of it, it's more for like communion.
Community.
And have
I love the
women
community
train
also.
together,
Like, I
yeah.
love hanging out and socializing. And
Yeah,
training.
exactly.
All my
Let's go
friends
eat
and
after,
come-
you
yeah,
know? Let's go
exactly.
grab a drink.
It's awesome. All right, so now just some quick fun questions. All right, favorite pastime activity outside of jiu-jitsu?
Yeah. Outside of
Not
jiu-jitsu.
jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Eating.
Oh my god, yeah, you stole mine.
Ah,
Yeah.
you stole mine.
Eating times 2 because I
Eating
can eat
times 2.
double of what she eats a lot of
Not
times.
all
So.
the time.
So you guys are like food enthusiasts. You like want to try all these different
yeah.
things.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'll eat anything.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, that's
fun.
why I was like, okay, you
Awesome.
can stay around because like I can eat
You can stay
everything.
around.
Yeah, because I was like, I can't
Yeah.
be with someone who only eats like chicken tenders. And
Yeah,
fries.
right.
So, yeah, I can't
Like a
eat
child.
chicken nuggets. Yeah, I was like, you eat like a
Oh my
child.
God.
Like, I can't.
That's
I'm
what
like,
you
no,
want.
we're
Yeah,
not
and they're
gonna get
traveling all
along.
over the world. You're gonna
Yeah,
have
exactly.
to try
I
different
love
things.
that's
And
like
going
my
to
favorite
Asia
thing.
is
It's my
like-
favorite thing about traveling is the culture and the food. You know,
Exactly.
like I want to try what
Awesome.
you guys.
I'm trying what you guys eat.
Yeah, you guys like.
All right, and you mentioned you wanted to go to Thailand. Are there any other places you guys really want to visit?
first.
You
Me
first.
Me first. Well, I've always wanted to go to Spain. We haven't gone to Spain.
Me too. That's on my
We
list.
went to Italy already, and I love the food. Like the pasta, I could go to Italy all the time.
all the
One of my
time.
favorite places. We haven't gone to Japan, and that's all my food list. All I see is
I
like
went to
the
Japan
meat
for my
and-
honeymoon. 100% recommend.
yeah, everybody.
Food, amazing.
Yeah, it's
All,
just
even
like
all
follow-
cultures, like not even just their culture, like they'll do Mexican food, Italian food, they'll do
They'll do
all
it
the
all.
German food.
I bet they do it better.
They
too.
probably do it better.
They just know how to
The
cook.
quality.
Yeah.
They're so amazing,
You
honestly.
can eat anything there. They have, I think, chicken.
Like raw
sashimi.
chicken sashimi, but it's like
Yeah.
the
It's
sushi
like the
grade that you
superior
can. I was like,
Interesting.
really? What?
meat. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I
read
feel
it.
like
I probably would try it.
I probably would try it.
I'd probably be okay with dying
If
from
I went
eating
to
food
Japan,
that-
You know, and the best
I'll
part,
try
like
it.
their food for some reason, like you don't really gain weight.
Yeah, no,
I-
it's healthy. It's not like every time
mean, I
we go
stuff my
outside the
face.
country. Yeah. Every time we go out of the country, I could eat tons.
3
pounds
times
and
the
pounds.
amount that you
Yep,
eat
and
and
not
not gain
gain
weight.
Yeah. It's just because American food is
Why?
like so processed, and you know,
Why, guys?
they're trying to fatten
And
us up.
Costa Rica. I want to go to Costa
Oh, that's
Costa
beautiful too. I
Rica.
went there too. Saw the volcano.
yeah.
I love traveling, so I've been to a lot of places.
Yeah, man,
love
yeah,
traveling.
that's definitely bucket. Like, I want to go travel a lot.
Yeah, Costa Rica was beautiful. If you could stay by the volcano, there's like a lodge there on the, like by the volcano.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Oh man.
All right, last question. Okay, no, sorry, 2 questions. Okay, what's your zodiac sign?
I'm Aquarius.
I love
Yeah. And she's Gemini.
No, I'm
Yeah,
kidding.
I know she's Gemini.
I think the same thing.
No, I'm kidding. No, Geminis are actually really cool. They're very like they like communicating and exchanging ideas
Apparently we
and
blend
conversing.
very
Mind.
well.
Oh yeah, that's also a thing. What did you say?
I've said apparently like we blend really well. Even our like Chinese horoscopes. Like, I'm not like super
Yeah, you're
big
both
into.
air signs.
Yeah, like apparently we get along really well. Like apparently you're a dog. I'm a rabbit.
Dog.
And
You're a dog.
you're a dog.
She got that
You're a
dog.
dog. Yeah. But yeah,
Aquarius is very similar too, with like socializing and exchanging, like connecting with community and people, and then Gemini likes interacting, like mentally, intelligence, and like that type of stuff. So that's probably why you guys get along. But there's like 20 other million things involved. I love astrology.
Yeah.
20 other million things involved.
Yeah.
But
What's
that's like the
yours?
main part. I'm a Leo.
Leo? Yeah, okay,
I don't
okay.
know much about Leo.
We like attention.
Yeah,
we're very generous and loving. And then my rising sign is like how people in general see you. I'm a Libra, and Libras like to just connect with people and socialize
Gotcha.
and just hang out with everybody and keep everything in like harmony and
Yeah.
balance.
Avatar.
Yeah.
The Avatar. Oh my god, I just saw that connection a little bit. It's actually not that bad, guys. If you want to check it out.
Yeah.
Netflix.
All right, now for real last question, random fun fact.
You go first.
You go first.
I'm thinking.
Okay, I'll go first.
You go first.
Yeah.
I'll give 2 fun facts.
Okay.
I've jumped out of a plane 7 times.
7
Wow.
times? That's a lot, you know? Does your daughter have a death wish?
Wow.
4 of those times being on my own to try to get
Oh,
certified.
yeah, well,
to
so
try to
you-
get certified
Oh my
and failed
God.
each time.
Oh no! My God. She's like, I don't want to hear that.
So I gave up because that was taking a lot of money.
Oh my God.
So I gave up on that. It was actually with my husband. We both tried. We both failed.
Yeah.
Um,
It wasn't meant to be. It wasn't meant to be.
Yeah, maybe
He's
not.
like, maybe we should try scuba diving.
Yeah. Would you rather drown or splat?
I think I'd rather
Decision.
splat.
Yeah.
I'd rather
I
splat.
know. I feel like
I
drowning
would-
suffering.
You just,
Yeah,
get it
not-
over
I'm
with.
not drowning.
Gone.
No,
Boom.
no.
I'm
Yeah.
here in heaven.
And
Hey.
done. Exactly. And then I guess another would be I also cosplay.
Oh, that's
yeah.
cool. That's really
Oh,
cool.
Love
That's
anime
nice.
and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
I always liked watching, or like Angela Hill, the MMA fighter on UFC. Like she would always cosplay for weigh-ins.
That's
it's
so
good,
good.
yeah.
Her
That is
cosplay
so
was so
funny.
good too.
Mhm.
I almost did. I actually thought about doing it for my weigh-in that's coming up because they used one of my costume pictures as
Oh.
like looking for a match for me. So
Ah,
I was like, bro, I should just show up to weigh-ins with that damn
Yeah,
cape.
exactly. You know,
Yeah.
you gotta go live it down. You gotta
Like,
go double down.
It
on
was like
Yeah.
Raven from Teen Titans.
Oh yeah, that's
I
bad.
thought
Yeah, that's bad.
So I'm like, I might do it.
Yeah.
It won't be a
You
surprise
should.
anymore, but whatever.
Yeah.
You should.
Or something else.
All right,
Okay.
so that's pretty much it. That's all my questions. We gotta head to that seminar.
Yes.
That's true.
Starts very soon. Be sure to follow Faye. If you want to share your Instagrams, Alex and Faye.
Yeah, my Instagram is Enriquez218. Also, I have my brand is Atlanta Jiu-Jitsu.
Your brand, like clothes.
Yeah, I was doing it for like private seminars, and I was doing merch as well.
Oh, cool.
So
Cool.
I'm gonna get more into it. I'm gonna bring it back up again when we have our gym at some point.
All right.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to promote?
She has a T-shirt. Can
And
I
a
go get it?
Yeah.
I'll be right
If we have
back.
time.
Okay.
Oh
Yes,
yeah, so
yeah.
fit that for Subversive, that team Faze International, they're like a water company, and they're actually one of my sponsors, and they came out with a walkout T-shirt for me for Subversive.
Is that the one that
April
you were
13th.
wearing in your story?
A while ago, yeah, maybe
Okay.
a couple days ago.
Yeah, you were like,
this-
there's extras or
yeah,
something. Right?
yeah. This guy at Bird Trade is his Instagram. he made this sick edit, and I think.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah,
Show that off.
Yes.
You can get closer. Yeah.
There
Check
you
that out.
It's $35.
$35
Until March 5th, so get it now.
Link in bio.
Link in
Yeah.
bio. Their
Yeah.
bio.
I'll put it in there.
I'll put it in there. Just kidding. Well, awesome. Don't forget to follow us on all our platforms: Instagram, YouTube. Instagram, we make a lot of announcements. I'll be following through on the seminar. We'll be all hanging out, so be sure to follow along.
Oh, yeah.
And thanks for watching.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys. They're amazing, honestly. Like, to agree and sit down with me before the seminar, and you were so responsive. Like, a lot of people are not that responsive.
I try to be.
No, I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for letting me into your
Of course.
temporary home.
Temporary. Thank you at Nogi Summit.
Thank you guys. Okay, so that's it for us. Thanks for tuning in.
We're tapping out.